We gotta talk about this. I want to say this. My views, my opinions are my opinions and my views, right? If for whatever reason you might agree with my opinions and my views, for some reason you don't agree with my opinions and my views, and leave a comment and tell me how your views, and maybe I might learn something. But I've heard a lot of black people, if it's been media, television, or just out and about, comparing today to what happened in 1960s with the civil rights. I wasn't personally there, you know. I don't have any firsthand data or personal data of what actually happened. I'm a 70s baby. I've had family, just so you understand, who's been affiliated with the Black Panther movement back in that time. One of my aunts, my grandfather, just to give you a little update of where I'm at, so you know I'm not talking from one side. My grandfather, was one of the men who helped start the NAACP right here in Las Vegas. Let me say this though. A lot of black people was holding on to what happened in the 60s. A lot of that anger and a lot of what happened, they're holding on to that like it's still going on today. I mean, as far as holding on to the anger, that's what they're holding on to, and a lot of these people weren't even born back then. Our 44th president was a black man. And as a matter of fact, as of right now, 2021, our vice president is a black woman. Black men and women own more land, are a part of more businesses throughout the country, from government, television, music, than we ever seen in our lifetime. And today, and what's going on with the rioting and the looting and all that, it's the spirit of things, man. Back then the spirit of things wasn't as what they are today. Then men and women marched through streets peacefully. It wasn't out to take from others, force their opinion on others. It was about peace. Look it up. We all know that. Actually they had a march where Martin Luther King put on to a peaceful march. That was real peace. It was a protest, right? I'm just kind of cutting through the story. I'm sure most people know this, where they allowed the police to attack them just so they can be shown throughout television of how police were abusing black men and women back there without throwing a fit. But today, men and women, black men and women, not all, and when I speak about this, I'm not talking about all black people. I'm talking about, you know who you are, all black people, all of anybody will never be one way. I'm just saying, for the people who find themselves doing this who I'm referring this to. I've been pulled over by police and spoke to in a certain way that wasn't right? Back then, for the most part, black Americans that lived here knew that all white people wasn't one certain way. You know what I mean? You had some evil people and you had some good people, and that comes in different colors throughout, right? It's not just white people. It's not all cops are just bad, and this is throughout the thick of time. And the reason how I know this, because I talk to my old folks and they tell me these things, and this is when Jim Crow was in full effect. Back then, at least, and I'm speaking about Las Vegas, black people couldn't even perform on the Las Vegas Strip. You understand what I'm saying? We had a club called Moulin Rouge, that black performers, Sammy Davis Jr. had to perform at. Even Sammy Davis Jr. had to perform there. Now, black men and women, you can't find a place where entertainers don't play on the Strip, and that's all you see is black men and women entertaining, from rap to R&B throughout Las Vegas. Back then, you couldn't even drink from a water fountain, or go to the same restaurant restroom at somebody that was white back then in the civil rights time. Now, it ain't nowhere a black man or woman can't go. You know, back then, you couldn't find hardly any black people involved in government and Congress and Senate and things of that nature. A few, but not too many. Now, I know everybody's seen just from this election alone, you find black people throughout the Congress and Senate and in high positions. You know what I'm saying? Just by those few things, how do we find, as black people, and think about this, man, I'm not trying to change your mind, just think about it. How do we find oppression and racism and white privilege out of that? Out of black presidents and black vice presidents and business owners and athletes and entertainers and music and all the influence that black people have. If you want to just see, since we're cutting it right down to the gritty. Back then, man, like I said, you know, and I'm talking about my family, you know, that was really went through that type of stuff, because like I say, I wasn't there, but I got family members who tell me from their point of view and what they went through. You know, black people in the most part knew, and a lot of, and I'm not speaking about all black people now, knew that, you know, all one person ain't one type of way, all white people ain't racist, all Mexican people don't steal, and all black people don't sell drugs and dope and stuff like that. That's something that, as that black people, we've been trying to say for years. Don't put us in no category with it, all of everybody. So with that being said, we need to take our same advice, for the most part, do the same thing and open your eyes up. We're not fighting flesh and blood. It never been about flesh and blood from the beginning of time. You can ask people over in the Middle East that, you know what I'm saying? So for the most part, they're the same color. And they've been fighting and battling for years. It's a spiritual thing, ladies and gentlemen. And for the people who know this, they know what I'm talking about. For the people who don't understand it and don't believe it, you know, just think about it. I ain't trying to force you to believe like I think. Like I said, these are my opinions. Just think about it. It's a lot of things that need to be fixed, but, you know, one main thing that I was brought up on as a kid, and I'm going to keep it 100 with you, black men and women, we got to be accountable for ourselves just as well. You know, when we get pulled over and stuff, we can't be tripping with the police. We can't be fear of the police. And what that is fear. You know, I used to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Every time police, oh, there's police. You see what I'm saying? That was taught in me just from my environment, you know, to be fearful of the police. You feel what I'm saying? And usually it was because I was riding dirty. You know, I had a gun in the car when I was in gang doing that, or some didn't know insurance or something. Everybody know if you ride legal, you ain't tripping like that. So don't be fooled by what you hear and what you see. Use your own mind and think about it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about no color thing. Black people, and I'm not talking about all, I'm talking about the ones that this pertain to, because I hear and I see the mold and the wave in this, just in my city alone, watching television and so on and so forth, talking to people. Not all black people, but a lot of us black Americans. This is not the way. You know what I mean? We don't cancel out another person to get our way. It just don't work like that. That's just morality, basic 101, right? I will close with this though. Look, if you like what I'm saying, like this, share this, you know. If you know, I mean, I'm not share it with somebody, you know. Comment if you don't agree or agree, like I said on the beginning of the video, you know. Go love somebody. Matthew 6:33, that's what it is with me. We gonna make this better if we work together, and I mean really work together, you know, not none of that culture and color and all the other extra stuff before what's right, and everybody know what's right. I will talk to you next video. Go love somebody.